that's right. How you doing this afternoon? I have no idea what's going on with the cameras this afternoon. It usually figures after we've been working on an upgrade on the equipment, something has to go wrong. So at this moment, the cameras are not working. But you still get to see my lovely face with the microphone. So there you go. That'll have to do it for this afternoon. I have too exciting of a show not to share it with you. And I want to talk about the center that is being developed over there in Due West. The Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center is such a great facility. I just had to talk about this. I went there last Friday. They had their groundbreaking. It was such an inspirational time. I said, I've got to share this with you here on the radio. So they have their groundbreaking ceremony for the Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center. We're going to be talking about it today. I've got some interviews to play, and I just think it shows what people can do when they're really motivated to do it. So without further ado, let's start talking about that. Of course, we have had a rain shower. Let's see. All kinds of things are happening today. I'll just give you a quick update in case you don't know. The Senate with a tie vote with J.D. Vance had to pass the big, beautiful bill. Of their version of it will now go back to the House, and it looks like the jury reaches a partial verdict in the Diddy trial. So I don't know what exactly has happened, but I do know that they are talking about that right now, so we'll have more information on that later. But right now, I do want to talk about the Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center, which is part of, you may know, the Due Westerners, the robots. They have been to the state championships, or the nationals, because they've gone down to Texas for that several times, and I've had them on the air, talk to the young people. It's always such a joy to do that. So this afternoon I want to play some of the interviews and talk about what they are doing over there. They have a big, beautiful facility that they are building, and this facility started out small and has turned into quite a beautiful, big facility. They have the campaign total, they needed $1,659,000. They have already gotten from the state, they got $450,000. That is a grant that came from the state that Mike Gambrell and Representative Gagnon worked on to do. So that came in. It's a good thing. If I talked to Mike Gambrell about it, he said it's a good thing we did that last year and not this year, because if it had been tried to be done this year, there were no earmarks or community enhancements grants, as they like to be called, this year in the budget. But last year there was a $450,000 grant, which has put them on their way to making this a reality. So that's one part of the deal. They have had so many people come on, though, and agree to help develop this by either their money or labor to make this happen, that they are very close. They already have phase 1 and phase 2 paid for. They're down to needing, phase 3, which is the parking lot and the outside to be done. But the building is going to be quite fabulous. So I have some interviews to play. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I know about it, and hope that you enjoy this, and I hope you'll get inspired to either find out more about it yourself. Maybe you want to Maybe you want to contribute to it. Maybe you want to find out more about the Due Westerners. I mean, this is going to be a center not only for Due West, for the Due West area, but for anybody in our area. I also should tell you this is the first technology center to be of this kind to be built in our state. So it's going to be a model for what others will look at. And as Charles Angel said, one of the big advantages to this is, number one, they have a place for everybody to hang out and learn and do and etc. But the other thing is they will have half a basketball court size area to be able to test their robots, which they haven't had. And so this is a big deal, and I hope you will consider it as something that maybe you want to give to, maybe you want to get involved in some way. I just think it is such a worthwhile. The mission of the Due West Robotics is to educate and inspire young people in all things STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics related. And their vision is to inspire to be the robotics program that rural robotics organizations around the world emulate, while inspiring young people to believe they can become the science and technology leaders of the future. So this has been a program that started back in 2012. 4 kids, and Charles Angel are the ones that start that. In fact, in these clips that I have for you, you actually will hear 2 of the first 4 children that were involved in this, and what a difference it made. What was surprising to me is Matt Wire, who was a football producer for Emerald and used to work here in the studio while they were on the air Friday night, was one of those students. So that's pretty cool. So I was excited to be there. It was hot, and it was also rather windy. So I will tell you that from the wind standpoint, I did have to cut some of it because you couldn't have understood it otherwise. So let's see if I can pull this up. There it is. I can pull it up. All right. So the first interview we're going to hear this afternoon is by John Paul Bell. He was one of the first 4 students. He is I think he's getting a PhD. He's already graduated. I think he's getting a PhD. But listen to what he has to say. And both of these, Matt Wire and John Paul Bell, attribute the training that they got with the Legos and the robots and everything that happened on how to think to their success today. So the recordings are not perfect because they were done during the ceremony, but I hope that you can get the gist of it and enjoy it and see what an amazing thing this Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center is going to be. They call it the Pit. Okay, let's take it away. Cut 1. John Paul Bell.
I've got 2 of the original team members here that are going to speak to you today about their experience in Due West Robotics. Both were members of our very first FLL team. Both were members of our very first FLL team to make it to the World Championship. Both were also members of our very first FRC, which is our high school program team. And probably would have had a great season, but COVID and all that. So what we've got with us today is John Paul. He's now attending Clemson University, working on his PhD in theoretical chemistry. Wow. I told him I thought chemistry was a settled science. Apparently not. I don't. And Matt is pursuing his MBA at Lander. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming back. I'm going to turn it over to JP.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Ms. Sarah, for the introduction. Thank you for having me here today. I want to thank all of you for being here today on this rather warm afternoon. Welcome to our esteemed guests. Welcome to our coaches, members past, members present. And thank you to the DUS community, the Erskine community, for coming today. Thank you so much for attending with us here at this monumental day for DUS robotics and the DUS community. As Miss Sarah said, my name is John Paul Bell. I was one of the first original team members of DUS Robotics on our very first LEGO League robotics team. Now working on a PhD at Clemson University, and I've taken robotics with me. The biggest thing I've taken away from robotics is problem solving. About 13 years ago, my mom asked me if I wanted to go over to Ethan's house and play Legos with him, my friend Matthew, and my friend Thad, who's not here today. Little did I know how much my enthusiasm for Legos would steer the course of my life. Over the first tech challenge, our team name was Electron Interference. Kind of got me interested in quantum chemistry there, that theoretical chemistry. And now our current FRC team, the DU Westerners, part of that first team there. Again, going back to problem solving, with these first robotics and in DUS robotics, you learn how to think critically. You learn how to think like an engineer, like a scientist, like a problem solver. That's something I can really say that Mr. Charles iterated in us again and again, was thinking critically, using your brain, designing, planning. He poured that into us, really helped us learn how to become responsible teenagers, which we carried on into college and adulthood. And I can say now, as a PhD student at Clemson, I still use those core thinking, critical thinking concepts in my PhD.
Okay, well, I guess that was the end of that one because it got kind of, but the very fact that he used his critical thinking that he learned through the Legos and all the training that Charles Angel, and there were volunteers and mentors and everything, but when it first started out, it was Charles, his son, and I guess 3 other boys. So the second interview that we're going to hear is Matt Wire, and he again was one of the first students, and he goes to Lander. I think he's working on let's just let him tell you what he is doing and the effect that this program had on him. So if you're watching the video, let's see, Matt is the Charles Angel to the right, then Matt, then Jean-Paul is the third one, and there was a fourth one there. I'm not sure who that one was. But anyways, in this picture with the shovels that I'm showing on Facebook Live. So this is Matt Wire. He is from Greenwood. He went to Lander. He actually was a producer of Emerald Football, and that's how I got to know him. And I was so shocked to see that that's who was there. I said, "Can I get your phone number and have you on the air?" He goes, "And you've already got it." And I went, "What?" So, yes, this is Matt Wire.
As John Paul said, I'm Matt Wire. Obviously, Sarah already gave you my robotics resume. I recently graduated from Lander University with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Management and Marketing. I graduated cum laude with honors. I was a recipient of the honors medal and the honors pin. I also graduated with an international business minor because I studied abroad in the UK for 3 months. And I don't say all this to talk about my own accomplishments. I say all this to tell you what was possible because of FIRST. Because if I wasn't involved in DUS robotics, if I didn't have the teaching of Charles growing up, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have learned all the skills John Paul talked about, on top of all the interpersonal skills, the teamwork skills, the people, leadership, all those skills you gain, critical thinking, problem solving, creative thinking. You're making a project. You're building a robot from scratch. This is creative. Public speaking. Confidence. I'm a good public speaker. I'm shaking. I don't know why I'm shaking. I know all of you. I should be perfectly comfortable standing in front of you, right? You learn public speaking and confidence. And confidence, for all you kids in here, confidence is not, I never get nervous. Clearly, I am nervous as anything right now. Confidence is being nervous and you are still pushing through and you're still talking, you're still doing what you need to be able to do. And so those skills are what are going to serve you in life. And now, just for a second, I want to talk to everyone in this room who's on a team and doesn't touch the robot or program anything. Can you raise your hand for me if you're in here? Okay? Because you are appreciated beyond what all of them understand. Because nothing on that team happens without a business notebook. I'm just going to tell you all right now, okay? Nothing happens without a business notebook. And so much time and effort goes into that. So thank you. But that is also an encouragement to all the rest of you, because those are valuable life skills you can learn. Working on the business notebook, working on the project, working in core values, all those skills helped me with my management degrees. All those skills helped me in the 2 internships I got during college. All of those will help you grow and become better people, but they will also help you grow and become better workers. And so I want to finish off today by saying, obviously all of this started, we all say it started with 4 kids. That's not true. This really started with one man. And this one man had an idea. We could say he had a dream. And originally it was just for his son to learn programming and mechanics while playing Legos with his kids. But very quickly he realized it could grow into so much more. I mean, obviously we're building a building. Like, we went from 4 kids in his kitchen to building a building. We have teams going to world championships, winning state championships. Like, this is insane. And it all started because one man had an idea. And he not only poured all of his time and his effort into it, but he also poured all of his time and his effort into the people that walked through the doors of this program. Every single person that walked in was poured into by Charles. And Charles made sure that they were valued and loved and were learning what they needed to do. Not only the kids, but also the adults. And so just today, I would like to say thank you to Charles. And although I know he's going to get one again later, I would like us to all give a round of applause to the Charles Ransom.
Oh, that's right. That was Matt Wire, and he was a charmer when he was doing the football, and he's a charmer today. He did a great job on that, and I know that Matt's going to go far in this world, and he credits it. He credits it to the time that Charles spent with the boys teaching about critical thinking, how to do things. And I think that is so important. And if you have a child that has a, what shall we say, maybe a bent for loves Legos and all those things, and maybe you should see about getting them into this program. If you have a child that just seems wants to figure things out, is looking at engineering, this type of thing, they should be looking at the Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center. I think you should know this center is going to be, this is amazing. This truly is amazing. This center is going to be up and going the first part of next year. That is 2026. No, they're not talking about 2 or 3 years. They just poured this. They just poured the slab, I guess, a month or so ago, and they are well on their way. And if you're watching, you'll see this picture of 4 guys standing there and the pad behind it. And this is no small area. It has half a basketball court in it, as well as all these rooms and whatnot that they're going to have for classes and training and everything. So let me play. Actually, we are going to take a little commercial break. On Facebook Live, you are going to hear some music, and while we take a little break on the radio to honor all our sponsors that make all of this possible. So we'll be right back. Don't you go away. right. We're right back here on the radio. Let's see. I think I'm on Facebook Live. I know I'm on the radio. And we are talking about the Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center that is being put in right over there at in Due West. And, you know, they talk about the educational things that they have going on from their preschool all the way up through Erskine, and they even mentioned the continuing learning that they have going on at the Renaissance Center over there. So they are definitely into what it takes to make things happen over there, and I think that is terrific. So as we talk about a few more things here, I have a few more interviews here to give you, and then we'll move on here and talk about some other things. For some reason, my camera's not working this afternoon, so you'll have to do with this facsimile of Ann here this afternoon. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about some more of the interviews that we had here from that program that was last Friday. And the next person we're going to hear is, although I've played Mike Gambrell's interview that I had with him after, played that, I guess it was Monday on the show. I did not play the comments that he made during this ribbon cutting or groundbreaking that they had. So let's listen to Mike Gambrell talking about the process and how they put this together. So let's take this away right here.
This is truly returning taxpayer money to the taxpayer right here. When you can do what we should do, what we should take care of our community. Just to give you a brief Representative Gagnon apologized he couldn't be here today, but on his behalf, he was just in there. He and I worked on this thing for several years, and about 800 phone calls from Charles. But it was all worth it. But Charles did one mistake. He invited us to come up to a competition, I think in Anderson, right? Came up there, and I mean, holy cow, I had no idea. Well, I would tell you, I used to do trash for a living. But, we just fell in love with it. And then the next competition, for those of you that don't know, Renee, my wife, is a degreed electrical engineer from Clemson University. You know what she does with a degree? Very lots of guys. So I carried her to the next year, Renee. She absolutely fell in love with it. And before it was over, one of the ladies at the state level was trying to get her, had thought we had it lined up for her to go judge one of the contests the very next week. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. But she's already talking about the next one.
Then Senator Mike Gambrell says, this is to you, Charles Angel. You started with 4 kids, and we'll let it continue.
This is a testament to you, to what you've done and what you've meant to this community. And it's like Gail said, this future leaders are going to come out of this building right here, folks. We're going to have students that go to MIT. We're going to have students that go to the best colleges, Clemson. And it's going to come from, as somebody likes to say, little old Due West, South Carolina. You're going to have people from all over the nation coming here to Due West to be a part of this. And we're just so glad that we could have a small part to help in bringing this facility, and we want to thank you for what you mean to this community and the way you've supported Charles and the robotics teams and everything in this community. It's always a pleasure to be here. But thank you very much.
And that was Senator Mike Gambrell right here at the groundbreaking that they were doing. Even though they had broken ground, because they were supposed to have this ceremony, I think it was about a month before, and unfortunately the rain was pouring down so hard that they couldn't have the ceremony. It was a mud pit. Well, it was very dry the day we were over there. It was very hot and the wind was blowing, which is why some of the recordings are not perfect. But I hope that you're getting an idea of what a great thing this is. And again, the Due West Robotics. They've got a Facebook page, and you can check it out. They are an amazing group of kids and mentors and people that come together to help shape the minds, help these kids learn how to think, how to critically think, how to problem solve. This is huge for our society and something that we definitely need. So now we've got a piece from Charles Angel, which is during the ceremony itself, and then I also have a short interview with Charles that is after the ceremony. So we are going to put up, let's see, I've got a picture of Charles here talking, and we're going to play the interview with, not interview, this is Charles during the conversation. So during the ceremony itself, this is Charles Angel, the founder of the whole Piedmont Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center, commonly over there called The Pit. Take it away.
Thank y'all for coming today. We had this plan for a month ago. The weather did not hold out, and now we've got this beautiful sunny weather out here in a dry ground. But I want y'all just to look at this. I want y'all to actually step up there and walk it as well whenever the students are showing some of their robots that they've done this past season. And just get an idea of how big that is. I want y'all to think about this. In 2018, that's when we started kind of even thinking about a building. We had outgrown all the spaces that the town of Due West has provided, the ARP Church has provided, and Erskine College has provided. And we just needed a venue so that we could serve more students was the big thrust of this. When it started out in 2018, it was about a 2,500 square foot building that we had kind of laid out and planned. That grew to about 3,500 square foot when the port talked. And sometimes we like to think all the bad things that happened with COVID, but one of the great things that really happened with COVID was it actually put our building on pause. We had some new board members come on, and I'm going to also point out Robert Stoll, who is on the board, who actually kept asking the question, is this big enough, when it was 3,500 square foot. Then we looked at another building that was 5,200 square foot, and he says, is this really going to be big enough? Let's think big. It grew to 12,000 square foot, and then in the end, it's this 16,500 square foot building that's going to be right here in Due West. It's the only building, it's the first, I'm going to say the first building. It won't be the only building. Hopefully we inspire others to do the same thing, but it's going to be the first building in the state of South Carolina that is dedicated solely to robotics and STEM education, and it will be the only building, the first building in the state of South Carolina that will house a full first robotics competition field. That's about 2/3 of a basketball court size field. And I can't tell you how much of an advantage that's going to be for our teams whenever they're going to come out here to actually test their robot, to run their robot, to learn their strategies on this full field, and go to competitions whenever we're against teams outside from Georgia, from North Carolina, that have those advantages already. It's going to put us on that same level playing field, and it's going to put us on the same level playing field with those teams when we go to the World Championship. So it's a huge benefit going forward. They talk greatly about me, but there's so much more that makes this all happen. We have about 41 volunteers right now that help out in different ways, whether that's on the board, whether that's mentoring, whether that's helping with events and all kinds of different things. That's just going on right now. We've got 72 kids involved in teams right now that are doing things. The kids are doing all the work. The mentors are helping to keep things going. And if it wasn't for them, it's not me. It really is all about them. And then it's all about this community that has supported it from the beginning. I started out in the Due West Lions Club. That organization gave me some confidence and some direction to help me to become a better leader. And that's what actually led to the start of Due West Robotics. the community has come out. We said that we wanted to create this building. We had this vision for the building. You need to know, and I'm just trying to revolve around the idea that this is all about the community. This is about a $2.5 million project if you just count the square footage. We have over 100 local tradesmen that have signed up to help make this happen at free or reduced labor costs. That brings down that cost down to $1.659 million, which is huge, yes, and they deserve a round of applause. All those. Senator Gambrell and Representative Gagnon, he touched on it. The state provided $450,000 towards the Pitt Center. That's huge. It would not be happening right now. We would not be where we are right now if it was not for their support. We have all of our local businesses that in Due West that are helping to make this happen, around Abbeville County that are helping to make this happen, and even outside of Abbeville County that are making this happen. We have enough funding to cover phase 1 and phase 2. That's the building with an occupancy rating and walls. And we are continuing to fundraise. We have about $300,000 that we still need to fundraise to get the exterior, and the sidewalks done. So we're not done with that, but we do plan to be done with the fundraising by the time this building is complete. Everyone always asks, when is this building going to be done? When are we going to be ready? That is going to be early 2026. So here we are in July, and everybody's working hard to help make that happen for the next season in early 2026. I would really highly recommend that while you're here, talk to some of the mentors, talk to some of the leadership that's here. We're going to be doing some pictures here in a second as well. Talk to the students whenever they're up there with their robots, see what they're doing, and help us get the word out. Because what we really want out of this is not just to make it better for the students that are here. Our vision is to really touch every single student and to get them involved in some sort of STEM event so they can find a passion in STEM if that is what their God-given passion is. And we want to make sure that every student in Abbeville County has that opportunity. Every student in the Lakelands region has that opportunity. Every student in the upstate has that opportunity. So please help us to get the word out and make that happen. I'm going to turn it over to Miss Sarah, and you can tell us whatever's coming next and what we need to do. So, thank you very much.
Well, that was Charles Angel, and he truly is an angel, regardless of what he said. If it wasn't for his spearheading this and watching the potential with 4 children in his household and saying, what if, could this be? I don't think there would have been a Due West Robotics. I don't think there would have been children going to Texas to compete against much bigger states, much bigger organizations, and doing so well. And the people that have been involved as mentors to help these kids make this work has been truly phenomenal. So I just want to say I put my hats off to what they have done in Due West, what Charles has spearheaded. And yes, look at the people that have come on board to help. I mean, they've raised money by people putting sweat equity into what needs to be done. Businesses, people that do all kinds of trades work and everything have said, I will take care of this. This really is a grassroots building that is going to be a vision for the future. So my hat is off to them. I wish them well, and I hope that Greenwood will go to participate, help out, and if you are a business here or somebody that has a big interest in this, I hope you will check out what they're doing over there in Due West. I do have one more interview with Charles Angel that we did after everything was over, after they all turned over dirt and more dirt and more dirt and did their appropriate pictures and everything. This is with Charles Angel after the ceremony, and it's not very long, so let's go ahead and hear it. Still standing here What do you think of all this experience, Charles?
Oh, just the number of people that came out to help celebrate our groundbreaking was wonderful. Seeing the foundation that's been laid out there is absolutely incredible and just gets me super excited just about what's coming up in the future.
I think it's pretty amazing that by 2026, I mean, a little over half a year from now, you should be getting very close to having this completed.
Yes. I can't even visualize and imagine walking through those hallways whenever we've got everything set up.
And I think the other thing that is amazing is the very fact that you have so many contractors and people that are willing to help make this a reality.
Yes. Everybody asks, I get asked from teams and programs throughout the country, how are y'all doing this? We want to do something just like you all are. They're from bigger cities, Atlanta,
Right.
that fellow who we just talked to just a few minutes ago. And it comes down to the community. We just have an incredible community that is supportive, that truly believes in our youth and that their future is going to be what helps to keep us going as a community in the future. So they're going to be leading us at one of these days. So.
Absolutely. But after all these years of work, it has to make you just feel so proud to see this happening.
It does. And then you got to see two of our first students even, speaking up there, and oh my goodness.
He actually did football broadcasting at my radio
Oh,
station.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. So
That is very cool.
I think it might be fun at some point to have you and
Matt Yep.
come on and talk on the radio about from his experience growing up, what he's turned it into, and you talking about what the future, and maybe we could generate some interest in checking this out.
We would love to do that, because getting more interest, this building, whenever it gets built, part of the vision is it's going to allow us to impact 3 times as many students as we can impact now.
Sure.
And even more with the hosting of STEM events and that sort of thing. So we want to encourage folks from around the Lakeland. They are invited to be a part of Due West Robotics. We have students from Greenwood, Abbeville, Due West, Donalds, Anderson, McCormick. We'd love to get more students involved.
Yeah, so I think that would be a good thing to do. So
Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, sounds great. And maybe we could even, I don't know if you know this or not, but I do Facebook Live on all my shows now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could even bring a couple of robots or something,
Oh.
small ones that could go on the camera.
Right.
Or something,
Yep.
'cause my cameras are stationary. But
Absolutely.
Still, maybe we could do something like
Absolutely, and if you see up there, they
that.
do
I was
have
up
a.
there.
Oh,
Yeah,
you went
yeah.
and saw.
Oh, yeah. I was
they
talking
have-
to the girls up there.
We just
Yeah.
actually finished our workshops at Erskine College this past week to get more students involved for that level.
This is amazing. This is amazing. And to have that vision and to make that vision a reality, not many times does that really happen, right? It's true.
That's true. But by the grace of God, and it was His vision in the first place, and then just the community support, it would not happen otherwise.
Well, thank you for talking to me. All right. Well, that was the interviews that I got over there last Friday. Yes, Friday afternoon. What was it? At 5:30, I think it was, on a Friday afternoon. The place was packed with people from the community that were there, and that is going to be the new Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center, a 16,500 square foot building. That is no small feat. Let me tell you, that is no small feat what they have done with a $450,000 grant from the state, which was granted in last year, because if they tried to do it this year, it wouldn't have happened. And then the rest is all being raised by the community and by the people in Due West. So you might want to get involved. You might want to send your child over there and have them be part of what's going on. If they love Legos, I understand that's the first leg of it. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to share that this afternoon. I have always had a soft spot for what they have done over there. Like I've said, over the past few years, when they went to Texas, which was huge, and they took a big group of kids down there, and they just did so well. You know that this is the basis of what their education is futuristically. And if you listen to the first 2 interviews I did, the one well, let's see, what is his name? John Paul Bell with his type of chemistry. I don't remember exactly what, but it's very highfalutin. And he puts it all on the basis of using it from and doing it from the basis. He does his research based on being an engineer. So that's very unusual. And then Matt Ware talking about all the experiences he has had and been able to take advantage. And I thought it was so cool that Matt brought up how the person that does the business notebook, nothing happens without the business notebook. So even if it is a person who is not working on the robots, there is still a place for everybody in this organization. So with that being said, I want to say kudos to them. I hope all the best for them. They are saying that this building, this will be ready first of the year. Now, I'm not sure what's 1st of January, but January, February, this building will be finished. And this is huge for the community of Due West, but it's also huge for the state because this is the first building of its type in the state. And who knows what the basis, what will happen futuristically. Okay, so that is the Palmetto Innovation and Technology Center, commonly called the Pit. I hope you enjoyed hearing about that. I hope that you will consider doing something with that because that is just too great an organization to not do something with. All right, as we finish up here today, I do have a couple of other things I want to mention. Number one, the 4th of July is Friday. Hello, yes, it is. Today's the 1st of July. Can you believe it? But beginning the journey to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, they are having a special ceremony at the Greenwood County Veterans Center on Friday, July 4th from 9:30 to 10. This celebration will include a performance featuring a Cherokee Native American flute player. They will have some guest speakers, some historical reenactors. Witnesses will witness history come alive with a stirring, dramatic reading of the Declaration of Independence. And they will honor the founding ideals of our United States of America. This is free and open to the public, and I think you should think about bringing your children or grandchildren to this. We need our children and grandchildren to understand what a great country we have had and do have today. So let's make sure that we're celebrating it with all. And that is going on Friday morning, 9:30 to 10. And in closing, I want to welcome Howard's on Main as one of our advertisers back on the air with us. Howard said, "Ann, run something about the catering because we cater not only right there, but we'll take it to you. So if you're getting ready to have a party, whether it's 4th of July weekend or maybe you've got something planned during the barbecue, you're going to have family and friends in during the barbecue and you don't want to have to fix food and you've been uptown, you've eaten barbecue and now you're coming back and you want something a little different, well, contact Howard's up there, Howard's on Main, and let them fix it up for you, and all you got to do is serve it up. And give them a call at 864-229-3700. That's 864-229-3700. And you can always go to their website, howardsonmain.com. So make sure you do that today, howardsonmain.com. Get something good to go. Oh, that's right. We are listening. You are listening to WCRS radio, and that was telling me it's 6 o'clock, and get your butt off the air. And I am going to get my butt off the air, and I'm going to take Penny, and we're going to go have a training section on how to be a good dog. Well, okay. How to be a personality. Maybe that's what she should be. I'm Ann Eller. I'll be back in the morning. Hopefully my cameras will be working, but I have no idea. So, but tune us in tomorrow morning right here on WCRS. And don't let me forget, from now on, if you don't go on Facebook, if you're listening on the radio and you'd like to go back, or maybe you missed the show and you want to know what was going on, you can always go right there to our website now, WCRS1450am.net, and all of the videos from our Facebook Live are posted right there. I'm sure the one that we did this afternoon will be up later this evening. I'm not sure whether the morning show is already up or not, but all you got to do is go to WCRS1450am.net. Everything's posted there now, folks, making it nice and easy. That's going to do it for me. I hope you have a good night, and I hope you'll join me in the morning right here on WCRS. Remember, like and share stuff, like and share so that I can... Oh, so I can be famous. Yeah, right, Ann. No, so we can spread the word, folks. So we can spread the word about what's going on right here in Greenwood with me, the voice of Greenwood. That's going to do it for us. Bye-bye, everybody.